guys, welcome back to my channel. I hope you're doing really well. Today's video is a natural everyday makeup tutorial. Well, actually I say tutorial, but it's not. It's more just my take on my everyday natural makeup and just sort of chatting you through how I do things. So this is the makeup look that I will do if I am filming a YouTube video, if I'm taking pictures for Instagram, or if I'm just going out somewhere for the day and I want sort of long-lasting makeup that just sort of looks nice but still natural-ish, I'd say. But you're probably looking at this thinking, no, that's not natural, Charlotte. But to me, I think this is kind of natural-ish. But yeah, I'm by no means an expert, but I'm just going to show you what products I like to use, how I apply it, and just, yeah, how I do this look. So yeah, let's get going. Okay, so as you can see, I am extremely barefaced, and I've also pulled my hair back off my face so that you can kind of see what I'm doing when I'm putting the makeup on and you haven't got my hair flapping around in the way. But just so you know, I have already done my skincare this morning, so I've obviously sort of cleansed, toned, moisturised, and sort of prepped and primed, ready for my makeup. So I won't be showing you that in this video, but I will feature all of that in another video, but I didn't think it was worth doing with my makeup. And I've also popped on a little bit of Carmex on my lips because they are extremely dry at the moment. I don't know about you, but yeah, all of a sudden my lips have just decided to crack, and they're very dry January. So yeah, got that on, got some moisturiser on, and I am ready to go in with my foundation. The foundation I'm using at the moment is Estee Lauder Double Wear in the shade 3W1 Tawny, and I have only started using it properly the past few months, and genuinely it is the first foundation that I have ever found that just stays put and doesn't budge at all day long. So I mean, I don't know if it's really good for your skin to be worn every day, but I don't wear it every day. Like I said, I will only use it if I'm filming, or if I'm out taking pictures all day, or if I'm going somewhere in particular that I just want to look done up for. So what I am doing is just popping a little bit on the back of my hand, and then I am just going to take my Zoeva buffer brush, number 104 buffer, and literally just dab in and buff on. So obviously it is quite a heavy foundation, but what I'm going to do is just really sort of buff and blend it in so it doesn't look too heavy or cakey. As you can see, it's kind of like, I don't know if you can tell, I have got my ring light on today because I wanted it to sort of be a little bit brighter so you could see a bit more going on, but I don't know if it's really working. And I do go over my ears a little bit as well, even around the back of my ears, especially if I've got my hair up like this. I like it to sort of make sure that every bit of skin that might not be blended is fully blended. I've got a really big spot, I don't know if you can tell now because I've just put foundation over it, but I've got like a really horrible spot at the side of my mouth. And yeah, not ideal, but I thought, oh well, I planned on filming today anyway, so I thought I was going to do so anyway. Okay, so that's my foundation done, and as you can see, it doesn't look too heavy. I feel like if you use like just a little bit and really buff it in, you kind of still get the benefits of it being double wear and lasting all day, but without it looking too heavy or too cakey. I've still got a few freckles showing through. I don't know if that will show up on camera, but I've still got a few freckles showing through, and it just still shows your skin underneath rather than being a complete mask. Next up, I'm going to go in with some concealer, and at the moment I'm using this Eve Lom concealer in the shade Wheat, and I'm just going to pop this around my nose area. It's a little bit like the MAC Studio Fix concealer, so it's kind of like a thick sort of creamy consistency, but for me it's perfect to just sort of put around the nose because I get quite a bit of redness around my nose, which is a bit annoying. So this just takes that away and really kind of covers up any redness. And then I'll also use this to pop on any spots, like this little blighter at the side of my mouth that's been there for about a week, and it makes it look like, when I've got lip liner on, it makes it look like I've not put my lip liner on properly. Under my eyes, I'm going to use the Maybelline Fit Me concealer, and this has actually rubbed off, so I'm not sure what shade it is. I think it's shade 10, But yeah, it's pretty much all gone. But I do need to get a new concealer that, I don't know, I like this one, but I don't know if I love it. It kind of doesn't stay put as well as it could. So if you do know any good concealers that you can recommend, then do let me know. I am on the hunt for like a good concealer that sort of stays put. So yeah, just going to dab that in with my finger on both sides, just to sort of brighten up that under eye area ever so slightly. Okay, so that's my base done, and next up I'm going to go in with some bronzer, and I am obsessed with this bronzer. It is by Diego Della Palma, and actually the packaging has broke, so it's really annoying. If I ever take it anywhere with me, I've got to always sort of pop a hair tie around it. But I just love the colour of it. It's a really sort of dark, browny, sort of reddy brown rather than being an orangey brown. And I think it might have discontinued as well because I can't seem to find this. I actually got it from Marks and Spencer's. But yeah, brilliant bronzer, love it. Love the way it goes on, love the way it blends. So excuse how unattractive it looks, but just bear with me because it is a really nice bronzer. And I am going to use Zoeva Luxe Sheer Cheek Brush number 127 and just go sort of under my cheekbones. Last time I did this, actually, last time I did a makeup video, it ended up looking a lot heavier on camera than it did in real life. So I must sort of check as I go and make sure I don't look like I'm being punched in the cheek, because it really doesn't look like that in real life. But yeah, I sort of work my way up. So I kind of go around the top of my forehead, like all the way sort of round there. And all the way round, and kind of blend it into my hairline, and then the same the other side. And then I also get a different brush, which is a really old Bobbi Brown brush, which again, it looks awful, but I really like the shape of it, because with this I just kind of dab the edge of it in and then just sort of go into my eye socket with it. Because of the shape of it, it just really sort of sits in your socket, and then just kind of, instead of wearing eyeshadow, I just use that to sort of just shade out my eye a little bit, really. Just add a little bit of something without doing anything, and that's that. That is my bronzer done. Okay, next up is blusher, and I've been loving this pinky one from my Charlotte Tilbury Pretty Skin palette. It's just a really sort of subtle, gentle, pretty pink. So I'm just going to use the same brush again that I just used for bronzer, because a lot of my makeup brushes are actually in storage at the moment, where we're sort of in between houses, and a lot of our stuff is away in storage. I kind of thought I wouldn't need all of my makeup brushes, and I don't. But if I had them, I'd probably be using a different brush just to look a little bit fancy. But yeah, same old brush as my bronzer, so it might have a hint of bronzer on it still, but hey, who cares? And I just pop a little bit of that onto the balls of my cheeks, just to give me a little bit of a healthy glow. So yeah, stop there, Charlotte, because otherwise you're going to look like a doll. Have I put too much on? Nah, that'll do. Okay, so that is my base, oh no it's not, highlighter. And I don't always wear highlighter during the day, but usually if I'm filming, I think I'll pop a little bit on just to look a little bit fancy. So at the moment, I am using the Charlotte Tilbury Bar of Gold palette. And I'm kind of just going in with a little bit of both of these two, just sort of dabbing in both of them, just to give a mid sort of, not too gold, but not too pink. And then just going along the top of my cheekbone. I don't want it to be too much, because like I said, it is day makeup, but just a little bit of something to accentuate those cheekbones. And then maybe just a tiny bit on the nose, but again, I don't want a shiny nose. Is that enough? Oh, I'll use this mirror, that would probably help, wouldn't it? Yeah. That's pretty much it. Just a little bit of a glow. Okay, so that is my base done, and then next up is eyebrows. And first of all, I'm just going to use a little spoolie and just comb them upwards so that they sort of stick up in the air. Well, stick up in the air, just they spike up slightly. So yeah, just combing them all upwards so I can kind of see where needs filling in. And then I am going to use the L'Oreal Brow Artist Genius Kit. And I love this. I actually bought this one the other day. This is a new one. So as you can see, it looks nice and new inside. But I am actually going to use my old one just because I've kind of got used to the brushes and the way they're sort of covered in products. They're nice and stiff and they just feel, I don't know, it just feels better. So I'm gonna go in and use that, and what I do is I tend to just like rub the brush into the wax just to get it nice and covered and nice and thin, and then I sort of blot it into the powder to add a bit more pigment, and then I go. So with my brows, I don't actually, I know they tend to look quite heavy, but I don't actually put that much on them, but I just sort of fill in this little gap here, so I kind of would do a line under here. So if I just, so if you can see that little line that I've done underneath, that is the bit that I kind of fill in. I fill in that little gap there to make my brow a nicer shape. So I'll just go in into that little gap there. So yeah, as you can see, I've literally just done that little bit there, but it really does change the shape of my brows. And then I will also just go in and do the end as well, so sort of just bring out the end a little bit. And that is it. That is brow number 1 done. And then I kind of just do the same on the other brow. So again, you can see I've just done a straight line there, and then I'll just fill in that little bit that's hair free. But I don't add anything to the top of my brows at all. I just go underneath. And I think that's what kind of makes them look slightly more natural. And then again, I'm just going to comb through them just to sort of blend the product in a little bit. If there is a line there, I sort of just try and brush over it to make sure that it's gone and that there's not too much of a line. What I'd normally do is use a clear brow gel to sort of fix them in place, but I haven't got any with me. So what I'm going to do instead is just spray a little bit of hairspray onto the brush, and then instead of using that, I'm just going to comb through them, and it works in the same way. In fact, it probably works a little bit better. It sort of really does set them nicely. So yeah, that is my brows done. I know they look a bit heavy at the moment because I've got no mascara on or eye makeup on at all, so that's probably why they look a little bit big on my face. But trust me, once I'm finished, they won't look as big. Okay, so now it's time for mascara, and I just love a good mascara. I don't really ever wear fake eyelashes, very rarely. I don't wear eyeliner. I just love a lot of mascara. And one of my favourite mascaras of all time is the Max Factor 2000 Calorie Dramatic Volume Mascara. And yeah, it just gives you dramatic volume, and that is what I'm after. So I'm just going to pop plenty of mascara on. I don't really need to talk through how I apply my mascara. It's pretty self-explanatory. But yeah, just try and get it as close to the root as possible. And also, I tend to get mascara everywhere. I tend to get it all over my lid when I'm doing it. So if you do see it kind of going onto my eyelid, just ignore it, because I'll get a cotton bud afterwards and rub it away. But yeah, I think I'll put this one onto a fast forward whilst I pop my mascara on, because it'll be a while. Okay, I know that looks a little bit mental at the moment, like they look a bit over the top, a bit too black, but a lot of that is due to all the mascara that I've got under my eyes and around my eyes, so try and ignore that because that is just how I do my mascara. I can't help it, I just get it everywhere. So yeah, I'm gonna leave it like that until it dries and then I'll get rid of it. And in the meantime, I am going to do my lips. So I'm gonna line them with Estee Lauder Double Wear in shade number 1 Pink. And I love this colour, it's so pretty. It's probably slightly more sort of spring, summer, but we like to break the rules and use it in the winter as well. And I'm just going to ever so slightly overline them, just so it sort of sits, just to make them look slightly bigger. Okay, next up is lipstick, and to go with the pink of the lip liner, I am going to use this Rosie by Autograph in the shade Camisole Blush, and it's just a really lovely sort of peachy pink. I'm just going to go straight in with this. And then to just give it a little bit of a shine, I'm just going to dab a little bit of clear gloss in the middle of my lips. And now I'm just going to take a clean cotton bud, and the mascara has dried, so it just flakes away really, really easily. No need to use any product or any makeup remover or anything. I did just pop a little bit of concealer under here because I'd rubbed a bit hard at a patch that was sitting there. But yeah, it's flaked away quite easily. And now I am just going to go in with a nude eyeliner. This is Rimmel in the shade number 5, which is nude. And I'm just going to pop some of this in my waterline. So yeah, I just popped that into the waterline of my eyes, and as you can see, I don't know if you can tell on camera, but just really sort of opens your eyes up a little bit more. It looks a lot more natural than what a white eyeliner would look in there. And yeah, just nice and soft, but sort of brightens your eyes up ever so slightly. So yeah, this is it, my natural everyday makeup. Yeah, pretty basic, pretty standard, but if you do have any questions at all, then just leave a comment below and I will get back to you. And also, if you do have any recommendations of products that you think that I need to know about, or if you do know a good concealer that you can recommend, then please do leave me a comment and let me know. It would be much appreciated. But yeah, I really hope you enjoyed the video. If you did, I would love it if you could give it a thumbs up and subscribe if you are new. And hopefully I will see you again in my next video. Thank you for watching. Bye!